Hey, alright, welcome to another video. If you haven't been here before, I'm Cecilia Jo and this is my channel where I talk all things books. So today I'm actually doing my very first 24-hour readathon. I'm very excited about it. I know there's loads of different ways that people like do these. So I'm gonna do, for my first one, I'm just gonna do like from the same time the first day to the second day, if that makes sense. So like for 24 hours. I'm still going to sleep in the middle because I don't think my mental well-being can stand staying up all night and not having my sleep. It is so important. So yeah, I'm still going to sleep in the middle, but yeah, just sort of see how many books I can read in those 24 hours. So it is currently, it's 10 to 10 right now, cowboy time. So I'm going to, well, you can't really see that because there's so much on my screen, but yeah, it is 09:49 right now. So I think I'll start at 10 and then go till 10 tomorrow morning. So yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm going to be reading. I know what I'm going to start with because I'm partway through a book at the moment, and that is 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. I think I'm only about 10% of the way through, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm actually listening to it whilst I'm reading it, and it's a very new thing that I'm trying out and I'm really enjoying doing it. I did it with Dracula last month and I started doing it whilst I was reading this, and I don't know what it is, I'm really enjoying it. It's like someone's reading it to me, but I'm also reading it at the same time. So yeah, I'm very much enjoying that at the moment. I'm listening to it on BookBeat, I think it was. So yeah, I'm going to listen to it whilst I read. This is the first book, and then The World Is My Oyster. I don't know what I'm going to read after that, but we'll see. It's exciting. I've got about 170 books, 160 books to choose from, so we'll see, you know. Got a lot of books to choose from, so I'm going to try and get, I think in 24 hours I can probably read maybe 4 books, I think. So that's the goal, to get 4 books read, but we'll see. There's no pressure. I just want to see how much I can read, do my first 24-hour readathon. I think maybe when I do the next one I'll do it like a different way, maybe do it sort of 8 hours a day for 3 days, or 12 hours a day for 2 days, or maybe I know there's a method where you can just like stop the timer every time you're reading, so you're actually reading, solely reading for 24 hours. But we'll see. There's all different methods, but this one is just within a 24-hour period from one day to the next and a sleep in between. So yeah, I'm going to start with 5 Survive, Holly Jackson. Like I say, I think I'm about 10% of the way through, something like that. And yeah, let's do our first ever 24-hour readathon. Okay, so I'm all set to go. I've got my book, I've got my headphones on, ready to go. It is 9:59. I am also going to set the like clock to like a countdown to 23 hours, 59 minutes, 59 seconds, so that I can keep track of how long I've got left without having to work it out. Just laziness, really. So get this going, and then I actually am 28% of the way through this. I had a look on BookBeat and I'm actually 28% of the way through. So yeah, I think this is probably another like 5 hours maybe, something like that, of listening. So yeah, let's just get going. Just finished 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. That was so good. I enjoyed it so much. I feel like I don't even know what I feel like. It was so good. I didn't see any of it coming at all, anything that happened. And don't get me wrong, I don't usually, like, it's not unusual for me to have not seen something coming, but I really didn't, and I was hooked throughout the whole book. So hooked. I think listening to it definitely made it like better. Like I was so involved and invested in the story, you know what I mean? I just really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and I wish it wasn't like a standalone. Like the way that it ended, it was such a good ending, but also I'm like, I need another book, you know? I need to know what else happened with these characters. I feel sad. I feel sad that it is a standalone, but it was really good, honestly. I feel like it's a 5-star for me, because I was so invested. Like I said, I was so hooked the entire time, like really wanting to know what was going to happen, really wanting to know, like, it's hard to talk about because I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but obviously there's 6 friends, like it says on the front, 6 friends, 5 survive, so you know something's going to happen to one of them at some point, but I had no idea who it was going to be. I had no idea why. I was thinking, well, it's obviously going to be that person at one point, then obviously it's that one, then till literally the very end, I had no idea who it was that was going to die, or like what sort of, how it was going to get to that point, you know? I really enjoyed it. I had such a good time reading it, listening to it and reading it at the same time. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and it's such an easy like thriller to read because it's YA. Nothing's like complicated, nothing really went over my head. There wasn't really a point where I was like, you know, sometimes in a thriller there's like a twist that you didn't see coming, but you're like, the more you think about it, the more you're thinking, but it doesn't make any sense. I didn't see it coming because it makes no sense. Do you know what I mean? This wasn't like that. Everything I was like, oh my god, that fits so well, that makes so much sense. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed it. I would really recommend to read it. I was so hooked, like I think I've said a few times, so invested the whole time. So yeah, 5 survive, Holly Jackson, 5 out of 5 stars for me. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and we've got 19 hours, can you see that? 19 hours 37 minutes left. So I have chosen my next book, which is going to be this one. What You Are Looking For is in the library. I think this will be a nice little sort of palette cleanser maybe from like a thriller. Not really in the mood for a romance, but I feel like I don't want to start like a new fantasy right now. I just need something, a little palette cleanser in between, you know? So yeah, I'm going to read this one. What You Are Looking For is in the library by Michiko Aoyama. I need to have a look on how to pronounce that. But yeah, this is the next book. So like I say, I've got just over 19 and a half hours left. It is currently 25 past 2, nearly half 2, and yeah, starting my second book. So I have just finished What You Are Looking For is in the library. I actually really enjoyed this. So it's kind of like a collection of short stories sort of thing, and it's not told from the librarian's point of view. She's almost a side character in each of the short stories. And so all of the people, I think there's like 6, something like that, short stories in there, and they all find themselves, you know, struggling in life, needing some advice, not really knowing what they want to do, not knowing who they want to speak to. They've all got like different issues, but they all find themselves in this library and asking this person for book recommendations, and she just seems to recommend the perfect book that they need at that time, but it'll be something completely like nothing to do with what they actually asked for. So for example, one of the women in the short stories went in there looking for children's books for her 2-year-old daughter, and she was recommended children's books but also recommended one on astrology, so something nothing to do with what she actually asked for, but it ended up having a different meaning to her, and she found exactly sort of what she needed in life, sort of inspiration from that book, I guess. So yeah, it was really cute. It was just a really lovely, like, easy book to read. Not massively loads like going on, not very high stakes, just really, I think it was a really good book to read after reading a thriller, or if you like reading a lot of fantasy, it would be a good, like, a palate cleanser to read if you need something just a bit more chilled. So yeah, I very much enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to see if there's any other books out by this author that have been translated and give those a go. But yeah, very much enjoyed it. What You Are Looking For is in the library. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. So yeah, that is the second book in my 24-hour readathon, but we've still got just over 15 hours left. And I am torn between 2 different books to read for my next one. So we have got This Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron, which is the one that I think I want to read next. But my sort of thought process is I also really want to read Powerless by Lauren Roberts. And this one I also have on my Kindle. So it's going to be easier to read later on when I get into bed. And because it is 7 o'clock now, I'm probably not going to get this finished tonight, so I can't, I mean I can read it in bed, but it's just not as comfortable to read a physical book than my Kindle in bed, whereas I have this on Kindle. But I really want to read this right now, so I think maybe I will start this now and then I will start Powerless later on when I go to bed, and we'll just sort of read them both at the same time. So yeah, I'm going to read this one right now, This Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron. I'm not really sure what it's about. I just know I've read 2 books by this author before and really enjoyed them both. So yeah, I've been looking forward to reading it for a while. So yeah, I'm going to go with this one. Like I say, no idea what it's about, but looking forward to reading it. Okay, so we just had a family member come round for a brew. So obviously I didn't want to just sit here and read, so I got literally like 2 pages, not even that, into The Poison Heart, and then they came round, so I stopped reading. So what I've done is I've changed the time. I've added an hour and 40 minutes to it, so it'll now be 11:40 that I'll finish tomorrow. So I've just changed it to be 15, just I did put 15 hours, but 15 hours I've now got left because I still want to read for 24 hours, you know, and we weren't expecting someone to come round. So yeah, I've changed the clock, I've added time onto the clock, and because it's getting late now, it's 9:15, I'm going to put down The Poison Heart and I'll start reading that properly tomorrow. And I'm going to start with Powerless because, like I said before, I can read this on my Kindle. So yeah, I'm going to settle down, read this, probably stay up for like another hour maybe, and then I'll get in bed and read on my Kindle. I might even just start reading on my Kindle now rather than read the book. But yeah, so we're going to start with Powerless instead by Lauren Roberts, and then hopefully I'll still be able to read This Poison Heart tomorrow because I am looking forward to reading it. But we'll see what the time is tomorrow. But yeah, so 15 hours on the clock at the moment, so it'll take me to, it'll be about 11:45, something like that tomorrow, rather than 10 o'clock. So nearly 2 hours I've sort of added back on. So yeah, we're going to start with Powerless now and see how far we get in on this, then get ready for bed and settle down there. So yeah, let's see how much of this I can get read. Hopefully I enjoy this because I've heard so many good things about it, but I don't actually know anything about the storyline other than it is a romantasy, and I think it's a bit of like a who did this to you vibe. but I also could be making that up. I have no idea. So let's just get into it and find out. Okay, so I am currently in bed, if you couldn't tell. I've got my iPhone torch on right now. It's very bright, but yeah, I'm currently in bed. I didn't really get very far into Powerless. I didn't realize how much, like how big this book actually was. I think because it doesn't seem that big, but the text is really small in the book, so it's actually quite a big book. But I am 10% of the way through. I'm enjoying it so far, obviously because it's the first one in the series. It's not got too much into the story right now. It's kind of a lot of background of what's going on, you know, so we're not too far into the story at the minute. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where it's going. I'm already, like, I really like the characters already, so I think it's going well. So yeah, I'm gonna carry on reading a little bit now, but I probably won't update until the morning. So yeah, let's just see how far I can get. Okay, so it is the next morning now. It seems really bright because obviously I've got a light on, but it's actually still pitch black outside. And my phone ran out of battery during the night, so I have no idea how long is left. I think I maybe got like 6 hours left, something like that, of the 24-hour readathon. But I didn't realise how long the book actually is, like how long Powerless is. So I don't think I'll finish this in 6 hours. Let me see, according to my Kindle there is just under 7 hours left, so I think I'll just keep going until I finish this book and then see where we're at. But I'm really enjoying reading. I feel like I don't want to stop, you know. So I definitely think next time I do the 24-hour readathon I'll do like maybe the timer method, or maybe I'll do like 8 hours over 3 days. Oh, excuse me, 8 hours over 3 days, something like that, so that I'm actually reading for 24 hours, you know, because obviously once you sleep that takes a big chunk of your sort of 24-hour reading time. So yeah, I'd like to see actually how much I can get read in 24 hours. So I think I will do it a different method next time. But this is the first time we were trying it, so it was just, you know, it was a little trial, and then like I say, I'll do it a different way next time. But yeah, so I'm gonna carry on reading now, and I am enjoying the story so far. They've met now, and like basically the two main characters, if you've not read Powerless. Oh, excuse me, you can tell it's early, I'm still yawning my head off. So the two main characters, you've got Payden, who is the female lead, and Kai, who is the male lead. And Payden is what they call an ordinary. So they have elites, and it's people with powers. There's all different kinds of powers that they can have. Or you've got an ordinary who doesn't have any powers, and the ordinary were all banished or killed, or if they're found now they're killed. So she's sort of like no one really knows she's an ordinary. She pretends that she's a psychic, and she is a thief basically. She has to steal to sort of get by. And then one day she steals from the prince, who is Kai, who is going to be the enforcer. So his power is basically that he can take other people's powers. Oh my goodness. Is that he can take other people's powers if they're like a certain distance from him. So she runs into him, and he obviously can't take anything from her because she doesn't have any powers, but he's thinking, oh, it must just be, you know, I'm tired and whatever. And then he gets into a fight and she ends up saving him, and that's kind of how they meet. So she steals from him at first, and then she ends up saving him. But when she saves him, it gets a bit of a crowd going. So they have a thing that's called the trials, which I think is to, I don't really know what the winner, I think it's just to get a prize, like prize money. I don't think there's anything else that comes with it. I think it's just prize money. But it's like, obviously because they're all elites, everyone in the town is meant to be elite. There's like with all different powers. These ends up being like deaths and stuff with these trials. So Kai was already doing the trials because he is like the prince and is going to be the enforcer and stuff like that, and when his brother's king. So he was doing the trials anyway. But then Payden, because everyone's seen her save the prince's life, everyone's like, she should be our like champion. So she ends up being put forward for the trials, and that's kind of where it's at. I'm pretty sure none of that is spoiler because I think that's the whole premise of the book. I don't know anything else about it other than she goes to these trials. So yeah. That is where I am up to at the moment. Just after the bit where she sort of finds out she's going to the trials and then she's got to go to the sort of castle. So yeah, that's where I'm up to. I am enjoying it so far. I think now I'll get a bit more into the story, you know. Now we've done the background stuff, we've got that out of the way, I'll get a bit more into the story. So yeah, I'm gonna sit here for a bit, do some reading, and then maybe do an update in a few hours, and then one at the end. So yeah, let's get to reading again. So it is actually a few days later now, and I realised I never sort of did a roundup of this video. I think I got to the like end of the 24 challenge and then got distracted with something and then never did like a conclusion. But I did finish Powerless. I have no idea what I've done with the book. I can't find it because I was reading it on my Kindle. I can't find it. I don't know where I've put it. I don't know what I've done with it. But I did really enjoy the book. I think it took me a little bit to get into it maybe, but did it? A little bit, I think a little bit. But I do think series tend to be like that because, you know, they do the background and they've got a like world build and stuff like that. But definitely like from the middle like onwards, probably even a bit before that really. I don't think it was necessarily a slow, it wasn't slow, like it was probably quite medium paced really. So it like kept my attention a lot, and the ending, like I can't wait for the next one. I'm so excited for the next one. I think, yeah, I really like the like romance bit. I like the like will they won't they type thing, and the sort of whole, I love a book that's got like, you know, the trials and stuff like that in it within the like fantasy world. I love that. I really enjoy it. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm excited for the next one. I cannot remember what I put for the score. Let's have a look, because it is, like I say, a few days later now and my memory is like a sieve. So let's have a look and see what I put. I think probably 4 stars I would have put for it on Goodreads. But let me check. Yeah, 4 stars I put on there. I actually haven't put it on my story graph, but I probably will leave it at 4 stars. I'm definitely looking forward to the next one. I think there's a novella that's out first that is called Powerful maybe, which is I think it's about the female lead whose name has escaped me. It's about her friend. I think it's called Adina. I think it's about her maybe. And then, oh, Payden. It's about Payden's friend Adina, I think, is the novella. And then the second book is out, I think it's called Reckless, is out sometime this year. I don't think it's ages away. I think it's like April maybe. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to reading both of those. I'm excited to see where the story's gonna go, and yeah, just see what happens, I guess. So that was the end of today's video, the end of my very first 24-hour challenge. I don't think I will do it like that again, where I'm doing it like within a 24-hour period, like 10 o'clock till 10 o'clock, because obviously I'm losing time when I'm sleeping, so I'm not actually seeing how much I'm reading in 24 hours. I won't do one where I probably won't do one anyway where I stay up, because I think I will suffer with that. I don't think my mental health can take it, staying up and not sleeping properly. And also I think I find reading really tiring. I absolutely love it, but I do find it tiring. So I don't think I could actually read, like stay up for 24 hours straight and read the whole 24 hours. So yeah, I think maybe next time I'll do like maybe 2 12-hour days, or I might do the timer method where I only like press the timer when I'm actually reading. I don't know, we'll see. But I think I'll try and do another one next month, maybe a 24-hour readathon, and yeah, do a different method. But it was okay for my first one. And yeah, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy and you'd like to subscribe, I would really appreciate it. But other than that, I will see you in a bit.